You don't become calm and dangerous by forcing yourself to smile through chaos or pretending you don't feel the heat. You become calm and dangerous when you stop letting the world set your pulse, when you can sit in the center of noise and refuse to donate your nervous system to anybody else's storm. You become calm when your reactions become optional. You become dangerous when your options stay open while everyone else burns their fuel. And the method is simple. So simple it will offend the part of you addicted to complicated answers. It does not require new gear, new mantras, or new identities. It requires a small set of repeatable moves you practice until your body carries them without your permission. Calm is not a personality trait. It is a protocol. Danger is not chaos. It is capacity kept under control. The first lie to kill is that calm means soft. Calm is not softness. Calm is pressure management. A submarine is calm at the bottom of the ocean because it is equalized. A dam is calm because it carries the exact shape that keeps the river from turning into a flood. Calm men are the same. They are not empty. They are pressurized correctly. The second lie to kill is that danger means violence. Dangerous men aren't loud. They do not twitch. They do not need to posture. Their danger comes from how little they need from the room. Approval, explanation, permission. The fewer needs you carry, the harder you are to move. That is danger without theatrics. Danger that makes adults sit up straighter and children in adult suits look for a different stage. So here is the simple method. 3 layers, 7 drills, 1 cadence. Small, repeatable, brutal in its results if you do it as written. You will feel foolish at first because your ego wants ceremonies, not systems. Ignore it. Systems save you when adrenaline wants to spend you. The layers are breath, boundaries, and briefs. Breath regulates the machine. Boundaries prevent unnecessary fires. Briefs compress truth so it can carry weight without raising your voice. The cadence is Thursday decisions, reply windows, and a weekly ship, because rhythm is the shape of real power. Start with breath. You do not need to be a monk. You need to reclaim the milliseconds between stimulus and response, because that is where calm grows roots. People try to steal that space with their urgency and their tone. Your job is to keep it, expand it, and turn it into a room where good decisions can live. The drill is box breathing, but you will actually do it. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold, 10 cycles twice a day. Not because it's spiritual, because it's physics. When your exhale gets longer than your fear, your prefrontal cortex comes back online. You will also add the 5-beat pause to every pressure conversation. When somebody says, "We need it now," your old self starts drafting apologies. Your new self counts 5 heartbeats before any answer leaves your mouth. That pause will feel like mutiny. The room will interpret it as gravity. You are not being rude. You are giving your brain back to yourself. Breath alone won't save you if your life leaks through every edge. That's where boundaries come in. Boundaries are the banks of the river. Without banks, you don't have flow, you have flood. Flood is loud. Flood looks dramatic. Flood is also useless. You will create a 3-line constitution for your day that you can speak under adrenaline without stuttering. I reply 11, 12, and 16, 17. We don't discuss scope during delivery. Decisions are made on Thursdays. That's it. Print it, post it, pin it. Calm needs standard operating procedures. Chaos feeds on improvisation. When you publish your cadence and enforce it once without heat, you become the thermostat instead of the thermometer. People will call you distant because you aren't constantly available. Translation: you are disciplined, and their dopamine misses the old you. Let it miss you. Boundaries require enforcement. Enforcement is not rage. Enforcement is consequence. You will install a small consequence ladder in writing. First violation gets a reminder, second adds a cost or pause, third ends the privilege cleanly. Use numbers and nouns, not adjectives. At 72 hours late, 5% fee and pause. The scope change routes to phase 2 or trades for X removal. There is no speech to deliver. There is a link you send. If you cannot enforce a boundary without your voice shaking, reduce the scope of your promise until you can. Your nervous system should never fear your own rules. Now briefs. A brief is the opposite of a rant. It is 60 seconds of clarity that turns theater into choice. Calm men do not win arguments, they retire them. They do it with one-page briefs and one-clause truths. A one-page brief is simple. Problem, 3 options with costs, risks, 1 recommendation, a checkbox at the top. That is the entire gospel of adult decision-making. You will replace 1 meeting a week with a brief. Your voice will not need volume when your paper has weight. As for one-clause truths, memorize a few and use them flatly. Urgency without an external clock is theater. Done means acceptance criteria met in writing. If we want speed, we reduce scope. You will be accused of being cold. That accusation is what low standards sound like when they die. If you do only those 3 layers, breath, boundaries, briefs, and you repeat them for 14 days, your pulse will drop by 10 beats in rooms that used to own your spine. But there is more. The 7 drills tune you from less reactive to dangerous. Drill 1. Eye contact, steady head. When people escalate, they search your face for compliance. You will not give it. Plant your feet. Square your hips. Keep your chin level. Look at the bridge of their nose or the space between the eyes. When you disagree, do not tilt your head. Do not nod to be polite. Deliver a short sentence, then stillness. We won't do that. You will feel the drag toward explaining. Don't. The most dangerous sentence in a room of adults is a short one you can repeat without shaking. Drill 2. The unsent paragraph. When fury or anxiety floods you, write exactly what you want to send. Let the heat burn through your fingers. Then delete it. Replace it with the sentence that moves reality. The option set. The schedule. The scope rail. If your hands tremble, breathe 4 in, 6 out. Calm is often just the difference between the paragraph you didn't send and the sentence you did. Drill 3. The mirror question. It is a scalpel for theater. When someone pitches something vague, ask, what would make this fail in week 3? Then be silent. Count 5 beats if you must. People reveal their competence or their costume in how they answer that question. Collect competent people. End performances by returning to the options, not the adjectives. Drill 4. Pre-mortem in pencil. Before you start anything bigger than 2 hours, scribble a 3-line pre-mortem. It's week 3 and we failed because ABC. Add 1 safeguard per failure. Rule, check, clause. Tape it above your desk. Revisit on Thursday. Calm is not hoping. Calm is remembering you already knew where the floor would crack. Drill 5. Scarcity with warmth. You will introduce office hours and dark hours. Office hours are when anyone can walk in. Dark hours are when no one can. During office hours, be fully present. Ask precise questions. Make eye contact. During dark hours, be fully gone. No blinking cursors, no half-available signals. If you mix signals, you turn your life into an airport at midnight. Lights on, nobody landing. Drill 6. The 2-path offer. Never show up with 1 idea and a sermon. Show up with 2 paths you can live with and a recommendation, pilot versus rollout. Speed with reduced scope versus full scope with date X. Short, calm men put choices on the table. Dangerous men price them correctly. Drill 7. The off-ramp gift. You become dangerous when you can leave without burning the world down. Practice ending 1 small thing cleanly each week. A collaboration, a habit, a meeting. Document what you built. Hand it off. Thank the other side. Walk. Every time you leave, well, your self-trust grows. Self-trust is the root of quiet threat. With these drills, the cadence becomes your metronome. Cadence means time stops owning you. Reality begins to arrange around you. Thursday is for decisions. Tuesday is for heavy lifts. Reply windows at 11:12 and 16:17 are for responses. 1 weekly ship at the exact same hour is your public proof that your silence isn't emptiness, it's density. People fear what they cannot predict. They respect what they can plan around. They will call you calm while their nervous systems return to normal in your presence. They will call you dangerous the first time your rules make one of their habits expensive. This is correct. Bad habits should be expensive. You will feel the pull toward performance. Performance is loud. It lets you audition for rooms you shouldn't be in. It replaces proof with posture. It spikes your dopamine and empties your calendar. Stop. Calm is not anti-expression. It is anti-spillage. You don't narrate your work. You deliver it on cadence. You don't promise your integrity. You publish your rules. You don't rehearse your goodness. You ship a decision that protects the team when you aren't there. That is the secret most men never learn. Dangerous people are replaceable by design in the best possible way. Their systems carry weight when their bodies sleep. That is why rooms fear them. They cannot be bribed with, "We need you now." Their answer is simple. We don't discuss scope during delivery. You will also encounter guilt. Guilt is domestication software. It keeps you edible. You've been taught to feel guilty for being unavailable, for enforcing a rule, for leaving a bad deal, for letting someone else feel the weather of their own choices. Translate guilt into questions. Did I harm? If yes, repair quickly and install a guardrail so it is expensive to repeat. If not, breathe and sit still. Let their disappointment stay with them. Calm men pay their debts. They stop paying other people's cravings. If you crave a more tactical map, anchor a week like this. On Monday morning, you box breathe and touch your constitution. You set 2 deep work blocks and an hour of office hours. You draft 1 brief for a decision you want Thursday. On Tuesday, you do drill 2. Write the unsent paragraph, delete it, send the sentence that moves reality. On Wednesday, you run a pre-mortem on your heaviest work and kill 1 small meeting in favor of a memo. On Thursday, you decide, check boxes, options, 1 recommendation, no debates, no hurricanes. On Friday, you ship at 17:01 and walk into a long, quiet evening with your phone face down. Do it once, then repeat until your bones remember without you. Let's talk about conflict, because calm feels fake until it faces teeth. Conflict is not a fire to fear. It's a weather system to read. When voices rise, you will practice 3 things: shorter sentences, slower breath, longer silences. The room will interpret this as certainty. Certainty is contagious, but don't confuse certainty with stubbornness. When reality offers a better frame, adopt it in 1 line. Update: Path B is cheaper after the new info. Switching now. Dangerous men can pivot without apology because they never sold their ego as the product. They sold outcomes. Negotiation under this method is simple: scope, risk, acceptance, price. You are either changing the scope, changing the timeline, changing the risk distribution, or changing the price. Approval seeking creates loopholes. Calm removes them. If someone says, "Be flexible," answer with a menu. Flex belongs in scope or date. Which do you prefer? If they say, "We need you to trust us on this," answer with containment. Let's pilot with escrow and a kill switch. You are not suspicious, you are sober. Sober is what danger looks like to people used to open bars. In relationships, friends, love, family, the method softens the room without weakening you. You do not weaponize silence. You use it to lower the cost of truth. You speak early. I will not argue past midnight. I need a day before big decisions. I share feelings to be known, not to be allowed. You refuse to be the emergency contact for moods, but you show up clean when it counts. Calm men learn to say no without explaining and yes without resentment. The people who want control will claim you're distant. The people who want reality will relax. Your house becomes quieter. Your table becomes warmer. You stop living in a courtroom where every dinner is a trial. Your posture will change. You'll lean back when panic says lean in. You'll open your shoulders when shame says protect your throat. You'll plant your feet when the room's energy says sway. Your micro movements will become messages. I don't donate my balance to storms. The old reflex to laugh when you're not amused will die. The old reflex to nod while disagreeing will die. Your yes will become expensive. Your no will become clean. People will ask if something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You are removing the fog machine. The most powerful thing you will learn is the difference between quiet and hush. Quiet is your choice. Hush is suppression. Quiet makes room for truth. Hush protects the fragile illusion that no one is uncomfortable. Calm needs quiet. Dangerous men refuse hush. They don't shout. They drop facts that make shouting irrelevant. We will miss Friday unless X is removed. There is no external clock. We will not rush. Payment is at 72 hours. At 72, we pause. That is how you end arguments in rooms that used to eat whole weeks of your life. You will want celebration. You will want someone to notice. Resist the urge to campaign for your new self. Campaigning is begging in cleaner clothes. Let gravity do the talking. Gravity wins slower and never loses. The first week, nobody will understand what happened. The second week, the worst offenders will test your edges and rage when their hands find steel. The third week, someone will repeat your sentence to someone else. We don't discuss scope during delivery. That's when you know you are calm and dangerous. Your standards have become local law. You will ask, how do I keep from becoming rigid? Rigidity is fear disguised as self-respect. You will avoid it with one rule. Where truth demands it, change fast. Where preference demands it, move slow. You adjust when data arrives. You hold when dopamine arrives. You build room in your week for revision. You treat new information like a friend who knocks with a coat on and a map in hand, not like a threat to your identity. Dangerous men are the easiest to update because their worth isn't tied to yesterday's plan. They are hard to manipulate because their boundaries are boringly consistent. If you forgot everything else and kept 4 lines, they would be these. Breathe. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Decide. A or B, recommend B. Enforce. Per our policy, this is step 2. Exit. We stop Friday. I'll leave a clean handoff. Those lines will carry you through more storms than any motivational speech. They don't need a mood. They need a mouth. Now, a word about reputation. You cannot control what rooms say, but you can make their favorite sentence about you predictable. They're calm, they're easy, they ship. Easy is not small. Easy is expensive. Easy means you made complexity edible. Easy means the other side saves energy by keeping you close. Easy means they will fight to keep the standard you built even when you are not in the room. That is what dangerous actually means for builders. The room prefers your rules because removing them makes everyone tired again. There will be a day you break your cadence, snap at someone, or send the paragraph you promised yourself you wouldn't. Walk it back with speed and accuracy. I broke my rule. Here is the fix. This clause, this schedule, this check. People don't trust saints. They trust engineers who repair. Calm is not the absence of disruption. It's a short, mean time to restore. If you need a ritual to mark the start, do this tonight. Write the 3-line constitution, print and sign it. Turn off every notification except 2 numbers you would leave a room for. Box breathe 10 times. Write a 1-page brief for the decision you want Thursday. Problem, options, recommendation. Schedule 1 weekly ship, Thursday 17 Neuro. Draft a 3-step consequence ladder on 1 page. Place those pages where your hand lands in the morning. Sleep in a cool, dark room. If your mind begs to write a defense brief for the jury you carry in your chest, whisper the truth. There is no jury. There is a calendar and a code. Tomorrow you will wake to the same world with one difference. You will not rent your heart to it. When the first ping says, quick call, you will answer. I reply 11:12 and 16:17. Decisions Thursday. Send options. When the first, we need it now, arrives without a clock, you will answer. Urgency without an external clock is theater. When someone says, this is small, can you just, you will answer, scope changes route to phase 2 or trade for X removal. When someone says, you've changed, you will count 5 beats and say, I'm protecting outcomes. Then you will say nothing. People mistake your silence for a statement about them. It's not. It's a statement about your oxygen. By next week, your messages will be shorter. Your projects will move faster. The noisiest people will either get competent or get bored. A few will leave. Let them. Don't slam the door. Leave a handoff and wish them whether they can handle. The ones who stay will start mirroring your language. Your heart rate will sit 10 beats lower in rooms that used to spike it. The future will feel less like fog. You will get bored. Boredom is surplus. Spend it wisely. Build one checklist that prevents a late-night scramble. Write one clause that makes a recurring fight too expensive to start. Teach one person how to decide with a one-page brief. Quiet is a flywheel. You will hear other men bragging about how loud they got, how they put someone in their place, how they demanded respect. Smile once. They are still negotiating with rooms you are designing. They are still shouting at rivers you turned into electricity. Calm is cheap at first and priceless later. Danger is noisy at first and quiet afterward. When you are calm and dangerous, you don't need to win the scene. You own the rails it runs on. There is a question only you can answer. What will you do with the power you reclaim when you stop donating your pulse? The wrong answer is, prove them wrong. That keeps your life trapped in someone else's narrative. The right answer is, build conditions where more people can breathe. Your calm will lower the cost of truth for everyone near you. Your danger will raise the cost of manipulation for everyone near you. You will be accused of being severe. Accuracy often is. You will be thanked in private by the competent. That is enough. So yes, the method is simple. Breathe like you own your lungs. Build banks for your river. Speak in briefs that turn storms into choices. Keep a cadence so boring the world forgets you used to perform. Enforce quietly. Exit cleanly. Repeat until your body does it when you're tired. Calm will arrive first, like a room you didn't know your bones needed. Danger will arrive later, like a door you can close and open at will. You will know you've crossed the line the day your silence makes other people tell the truth faster. If someone demands a speech from you right now, give them what separates theater from gravity. One sentence. No heat, no tremble. The line that ends negotiation with your nervous system and begins the life you can stand inside when the wind goes sideways. No. Here's how this works.